Swords Unlimited fans, welcome to this first deck profile with Jump to Lightspeed cards. When this video goes live on the channel, there will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before Jump to Lightspeed cards become official in the TCG. But that doesn't mean we can't try out decks before then. So the first deck I really want to try out after Jump to Lightspeed becomes official in the TCG is Admiral Piett. Admiral Piett is action tap them, play a capital ship unit from your hand. It costs 1 less to play. He awakens at 5. He's a 2/7, so he's basically Tarkin, but Tarkin, at least on attack, gives experience tokens, so like he's not completely useless when he's out there on the board. Piett's never going to attack because the aspect is that all he does on his awakened side or his epic side is that he just reduces the cost of capital ships by 2. He's squishy. He's very, very squishy on his awakened side. At a 2/7, he's not great. But then again, he's supposed to be an admiral, a captain. He's not really supposed to be on the battlefield. He's supposed to be on his great cruisers. So anyways, to combo that, we're going to use the new Colossus base from Jump to Lightspeed. You draw 1 less card in your starting hand, but you're at 35 health. Now, that's not really bad because, again, we're green, we ramp. Drawing 1 less card in our starting hand isn't going to kill us. So, I'm choosing this base over, say, a generic blue base or any of the other blue bases we have, just because we do need to survive pretty long to start getting our deck going. We're going to need to see some cards to start this deck going fast. So for the rest of the deck, for the ground units, this is a space-heavy deck, so we're not really playing much in the ground. 2 Admiral Piett. Again, you could play, this is because it'll come out as a leader unit. You could have both Pietts on the board, because one is unique ground unit, the other is a leader unit. So anyways, each friendly non-leader unit that costs 6 or more gains ambush. So basically, the entirety of all our ships can gain ambush, which would be really nice to deal with the board, to deal with our opponent's space, because let me tell you folks, I think we're going to see a lot of space units over a lot of ground units. Because of the fact we're running a base that basically says we don't get a lot of cards starting in our hand, well, we are going to go Dr. Pershing. I am running 3 of him. Again, draw. We're going to usually deal the damage to Dr. Pershing, and then we basically can draw 1 card. 3 Super Laser Technician to ramp, because we do need to ramp. And then finally, triple 𝐒𝐓𝐃 the pilot. Words are tough. We're always going to be piloting her because we do have a ship that allows it connected as a pilot. She can come out as a 4/3 shielded, or you could pilot her for 3. Now, piloting states that you basically play the card as an upgrade to a ship. Any ship, as long as it's a vehicle. Any vehicle. So you could pilot a ground vehicle, you could pilot a space vehicle. And then when it's upgraded, attaches to a unit, give a shield token to that unit. So basically, she comes in, attached, upgraded ship gains a shield token. For the space, the vast majority of this deck, we're running 3 Inferno 4. When played, when defeated, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put any number of them on the bottom or top of your deck, the rest in any order you want to. So we could look at top 2, scry our top 2, see what we need, and then put the rest on the top or bottom, depending on what we kind of want. 2 Onyx Brute. When defeated, just heal 2 damage from our base. 3 of the Corvus. It has Restore 2, which is good because we will need to restore to continually survive for long time periods until we can get going with our capital class vessels. This is also a capital class vessel, so the majority of the rest down here are all capital class vessels, which all take advantage of Piett. So anyways, when played, you may attach a friendly pilot unit or upgrade to this unit, and then defeat all upgrades that on that pilot, remove all damage from it. So basically, you could just basically just grab like 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐄. So you could bring 𝐒𝐓𝐃𝐄 out to the ground, swing and do all that, and then you could have then attach her to it. So you may attach a friendly pilot unit or upgrade to this unit. So basically we could bring Iden out on turn 4, Iden swing in, do damage, maybe knock something out, she's shielded so maybe she survives, and then we just bring out Corvus on the next turn, and Corvus to attach Iden. We got 2 Gladiator Star Destroyers. When played, we just give something Sentinel. 3 Supply Carrier, because again, this is really good. We could actually bring this out on turn 5 because of Piett. When played, you may put the top card of your deck into play as a resource, which we will need to. Again, we need to ramp because we are going to be bringing in a lot of our bigger class ships up ahead. 2 Fleet Interdictor. It has Sentinel, and when defeated, you may defeat a space unit cost 3 or less. 2 of the Quaterns Assault Cruiser ambush when this unit attacks and defeats a non-leader unit. Put the defeated unit into play as a resource under your control, so it's really nice to do a lot of, like, taking our opponent's stuff so we can take it as ours. 3 Avenger, when played on attack, an opponent chooses a non-leader unit. They control and defeat that unit. And then finally, 2 Devastator. Sentinel, Overwhelm, and when played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control. For our events, because we need to be searching for our ships, I'm running 2 Prepare for Takeoff. Search the top 8 cards of your deck for up to 2 vehicle units, reveal them, and then draw them. I have 3 Power of the Dark Side because we're control. Why not play control? 3 Resupply because we need to ramp. 2 Fellow Dragon so we can nuke all the capital class vessels off the board. If you don't want to do this, or we could also nuke ground units as well. If you don't want to do this, direct hit is really good as well if you want to just be hitting space units off the board. 2 Takedown, to take down anything with 5 meaningless HP. Again, that does target leaders. No Glory, only results. You could take control of a non-leader unit and then just straight up blow it up. So it's actually really nice. So if we need to get rid of capital class vessels, we need to get rid of things, we could just go whoop, take it, kill it. So really nice. Just great control card for Vigilance Villainy. And then finally, 3 Overwhelming Barrage to power things up and nuke boards. So most of our control cards are how you expect it. Nuke your board presence, kill all your stuff. But yes, there are still different things you could do with Piett. Again, I think we just have to kind of play around, figure out where things are. You could do Merciless Contest. You could bring in the Executioner, the 11-costed legendary from Jump to Lightspeed that's Vigilance Villainy. So, I mean, there's even things you could probably do with running a different base, like the red, the green. So, it's really going to be up in the air kind of how we see Piett evolve. I still think Piett Blue is the best version, but I think Control is Thrawn. Thrawn right now is just really good for Control, and I think it's Thrawn Red would be really good for Control. So yeah, so this is the Piett deck. Let's take it to Karabas and see how well it does. All right, folks, here we go. So our opponent will be playing the new Lord Vader leader. This hand, the problem with this deck is we're not really going to want to mulligan, but this is actually pretty good. We already got the Dr. Pershing, which I need to have played on the first turn. We need this so we can start drawing cards. So we're going to keep. I think we're going to go the Corvus and the Fleet Interdictor. Those are our 2 racers. So anyways, this Vader is really neat. On action, if you attacked with a non-token vehicle unit, just create a TIE Fighter. This Vader is all about just TIE spam. And then I believe on his Awakened side, again, he can attach either, he could play himself out as a leader card, so basically ground unit, because all the pilots are ground units. He played a TIE Bomber. And then, or you can attach them as an upgrade to a friendly vehicle, and then that vehicle becomes a leader vehicle. So things that can't target leaders are the same way. And then now this set also introduced indirect damage. We assign where the indirect damage goes. We could swing it at our base, we could swing it at a person or anything like that. Our opponents basically can claim the initiative here. But yeah, so this Vader is all just about TIE spam. I do want to try this Vader out. So it's red. So it's Vader Red. Okay, very interesting. I'm surprised he's wanting to not just claim the initiative here. I mean, what are you doing? This Vader can't. You didn't attack. I mean, you could tap it. Technically, you can tap this this leader. Technically, doesn't do anything. They did claim. So they claimed for the claims. Now, technically, while yes, they did claim, we technically still have to press the pass button, because the fact that our opponent did technically claim, so we do still have to kind of do things. Okay, this is actually getting interesting. I can see why most decks aren't going to play like the Super Laser Technician, because we're not going to run into a lot of ground units. Because the fact of the matter is, the Onyx Brute might be needed to try to deal with this TIE Bomber before it gets a little bit out of hands. We could always do the Super Laser Technician, but the problem is unless he's playing ground, which I doubt it, in a TIE Swarm strategy, he's going to play a lot of ground. So I think, honestly, we're going to put that away. Now, our first action before we do anything is he's going to three indirect damage. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. We're just going to do it all to the base. I kind of want Dr. Pershing to kind of be living long so we can draw. Okay, that's not bad. We won't be able to play any capital class vessels right now. We're like, so he's gonna attach. Looks like he's waiting for use Wingman Victor 2. He's going to look. I think that's a pilot. Oh no, he's going to go open fire. Okay, so that's why again the first thing we want to do is we need to use Dr. Pershing, because again Dr. Pershing is probably going to be dying a lot in this game. I mean, I'm not surprised he died. Power of the Dark Side actually is going to be kind of funny here. I think we may put a single damage point on the Brute and 2 more over there. We're what, 2 turns away from the courier? 2 turns away from the courier because we only could reduce by 1. I mean, Piett comes out next turn and the courier comes out. This might come in handy because he's going to have a lot of space. What do we got so far in our resources? Corvus, the Fleet Interdictor, Super Laser Tech. I think I'm going to go the Avenger. I don't think it's great because here we go. So he's going to put that. Okay, so he took that out on me. We do heal 2 damage from our base. Let's take down the TIE Bomber. We will pass. Piett is pretty nice now because that does mean we do get to swarm. I am going to put the Inferno. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do Inferno 4. Let's see. Vader comes out on a 6. Let's power the dark side. The only target clearly is the Interceptor, but at least let's get it off the board. He did attack, so he does get to create a TIE Fighter. We are going to bring out Piett because I do get to ambush. Because even though this comes out, Piett's going to technically give this ambush even though we reduced it by 1. Because technically this cost... Oh, he is going to bring out a ground unit. Okay. Interesting. So Victor 2, instead of attaching it to the TIE Fighter to create another TIE Fighter, he would rather... Ooh, wow. Okay, this is actually getting kind of tough. Power of the Dark Side is still just so strong because it can kill leader units as well. My gosh, wow, this is actually kind of tough right now. Because we can bring out Piett, and then we can reduce the cost of this by 2, and this technically already has ambush. So technically, that already comes out. I think we have to go Power of the Dark Side. I hate it. I really do. We're going to go Admiral Piett. We're going to bring this out. We will ambush this. We will trigger the ambush, kill the TIE Fighter. That way Darth Vader technically, if he comes out, technically has to connect to a... and we will trigger put the top card of our deck. We lost a takedown. All right, so we are 1 takedown. We lost both our takedowns because I've already used 1. Yes, Vader can either come out on the ground as a 5/6, but if he technically attaches to a vehicle, he technically has to bring it in and rest it because of it comes in on an arrested state. So this Piett is dying. So we will swing the Piett before he dies because this Victor 2 is going to kill it. We'll bring out Piett now. Technically, this has ambush next turn, so there's nothing we can really do. He attaches the Vader. He creates 2 TIE tokens. I'm just going to claim Iden. We'll put Iden into... We could technically attach Iden. She's piloting 3. We reduce this by 2. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We bring this out for 2. We trigger to... we didn't technically kill it, but this technically can kill it. And then we, of course, we can do prepare for takeoff. Okay, well, technically, then we're not going to kill it. Because for this to finish, so those 2 have been finished off. I guess we'll take the Brute and the Corvus. I guess we could do Brute next turn. And then do Overwhelm. Yeah, it sucks he had the Overwhelming Barrage there. Well, we don't have anything else to do. That sucks. Daring raid on me. Unfortunately, I felt the dragon's useless. We'll put this away. Piett to reduce that by 1. Technically, we could still power this up. It matters if he swings this into this. Because my guess would be he's going to go to 9 first. Yeah, I'm practically dead. So we power this up. 1 there. So we have 5 left. 1 and 1, and then 1, 1. All right. Technically, we're very dead next turn. Yeah, Daring Raid. All right. Well, that was that. Well, there we go. Piett. I kind of expected this. So, against more quick, aggressive style decks, Piett's going to struggle. He's slow. Very, very slow. I could almost see why maybe it's better to, like, have, like, take out the Super Laser Technician and play, Phase 3 Dark Troopers to protect, like, the Piett so he doesn't die. But yeah, we were dealing with aggression, so I mean, that does bring with all the aggression cards, like opening fire, daring raid, stuff like that. And I mean, we were also talking about a Vader who basically pumped the red aggression villainy card there, and then basically I had no way to deal with it. I mean, heck, the 𝐒𝐻𝐿 assault carrier, was he going to do anything? But yeah, I feel like he's just kind of slow. Nothing against Piett. I just feel like he's kind of on the slower side of how he deals with things, because he's kind of squishy. Once he comes out, he's squishy. He's not really great. It doesn't help that we also ran into an overwhelming barrage on a really powerful really powerful card. So yeah, for this first version, I like it. I'm going to play around with him a little bit. I still don't feel like you're ever really going to get to 11 to even play. Like 10 is even going to be tough. So I feel like even the Super Laser Technician is still kind of good to kind of play as a ground source, just so you can swing 2 and maybe force your opponent to have to deal with it. I don't know. It's kind of a weird kind of place right now. Where do you build? Do you build more in the space unit and play on more space stuff, or do you kind of build with like a slight ground package and more space? So, you know, I feel like he's kind of squishy. He's kind of slow for his capital stuff, and I feel like a lot of decks that are hyper aggressive are going to eat him alive for days, even with the Colossus. I feel like if you're going to play Colossus, kind of play the Emperor blue. I feel the Emperor has a little more has a little more ability, because at least a Super Laser Technician, at least I can swing a Super Laser into base and then use the Emperor to kill off the Super Laser Tech, draw a card, and kill something on my opponent's board. At least I can do something like that. So yeah, for the first version of this, I don't think it's too bad. I think no glory, no results would have been pretty nice. But again, we can't take non-leader units. There's still a lot of stuff you can't take with non-leader. I think maybe even Rivals Fall might appear in this deck because of pilots like Luke Skywalker, Poe Dameron, Vader, who attach themselves and then turn their unit into a leader unit, so most stuff can't kill it. So I could even like see sighting in like Rivals Fall to go on 6, kill off the leader unit with the vehicle and kill them both off. So yeah, I think there's some play around with like the ratios, what we want in the deck, and all of that. But for a first version, I don't think it was too bad. I just think that this Sleater's not going to see a lot of play. I think he's going to see Fringe play, but I still think he's not going to see a lot of play because of the fact that decks that are hyper aggressive naturally, or Sabine and Luke and Poe, who are going to be in an aggressive state, are going to be able to overwhelm Piett before Piett really starts getting off. So yeah, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments on this Piett Control version 1 deck. Let me know your thoughts on that Vader leader. What are your thoughts on both leaders, the thoughts on this deck profile, and all of that. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know if my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mom Dragons TCG.